What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How is your week?
How is your life?
Going.
Woo! Where's my... There you go. There you go.
It is.
I was about to fire you.
What's up, everybody? Well, if you guys are watching the podcast, you guys can see that we are recording in a different location. We are in Miami, Florida right now on a little family vacation. So we figured, we were visiting our family, and we figured we would record some while we're out here.
Yeah, it's been super exciting.
Yeah.
It's our son's birthday. So those of you that don't know us, Joey Ramirez, and he just turned 10. And so we decided to come out and spend some time with some family.
Yeah. So we went, first of all, huge shout out to my mom.
Yes.
Huge shout out to my mom because she has hooked it up. My mom and my dad, Jeff, they've hooked it up. They always do.
Yes.
So we truly appreciate it. And the memories that we've made here so far this trip have been incredible. It's
been outstanding. And let me tell you.
And we've been getting worn the fuck out.
We walked 19,000 miles.
No, we didn't. That sounds like that one song.
Yes, it did. Yes, we did.
No, we walked 19,000 steps.
Well, steps. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I said miles.
You said miles.
If you add it all up. No.
It felt like 19,000
all
miles.
3 days.
By the end of the...
Right. Yeah.
So we started out in Orlando, Florida, and we went to Universal Studios for Joey's birthday. Mm-hmm. We spent 2 days there. We had a blast there. That was insane.
Yes. What was your favorite ride?
My favorite ride was the Jurassic Park, I think.
Jurassic Park.
It was between there was a bunch. They're so good now.
Yes.
There was a lot. Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was going to get whiplash.
The most intense one was the Jurassic Park, though.
And what's so amazing is that our son was fearless.
Yeah.
Right? He was just let's do it.
Yeah.
And being so young, I thought that
he was going to get scared or chicken out. No. The last one that he went on, it was the Hulk. And that one, he was barely tall enough to get on. And he was a little sad that he may not get on the ride.
Yes.
But he was also making sure that he was the height requirement because he was like, I want to make sure I'm safe on these things.
Right. Yeah.
So he was checking all the seats out and all that, but it was cool. And then, so we did the two parks at Universal. They have the regular Universal Studios, and then they have Islands of Adventure. The second one, the Islands of Adventure, that's more like the big theme park with the big rides, and
yes,
that was crazy. The first day, the Universal Studios, that has a lot of the different movies like Transformers and Jimmy Fallon. That one was actually pretty cool. They had the Tonight Show ride where you're racing around New York.
The moon. Yeah.
yeah, that was fun. And then, what about you? What was your favorite ride? What did you like?
I really liked I liked Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park?
That was my favorite.
That was the fastest, and
the Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk was fun.
Pretty good too.
Yeah. The Jurassic Park one, I think, is their fastest ride. Mm-hmm. The most intense one. That one actually beats up your body. You're just flying through the frick. And the thing is, at first, you're going pretty fast, but you don't realize that the ride is going to pick up speed at a later section.
Right.
So you're like, whoa, I'm going fast. And all of a sudden you're like, boom, that thing just takes off.
Audrey was a little nervous, but when she got it. She was good.
Yeah. I don't want to mess it up for you, but there's a part, if you guys end up going, there's a part on that ride, the Jurassic Park ride, where you're by the water. That part is awesome.
Yes.
I think it's close to the end of the ride, right? It's really cool.
And get the Fast Pass. So if you guys have not been to Universal Studios, the Fast Pass is the way to go, definitely. Yeah, you don't have to stay in the lines. And we came, in October, and it was beautiful. It wasn't as hot.
No, it was really nice.
I can't imagine doing what we did in August.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, that would be brutal. That would be brutal.
Yeah, that would be tough. And the kids did amazing the entire way as well.
Yeah.
So it was super good. A great experience. Definitely do your research, though, before you come. My mother-in-law is absolutely amazing. She is a planner and organizer. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, what the hell? So she did all of it. She plans it out and did everything. I so appreciate her.
Dude, and what about my mom? Dude, my mom, I mean, She freaking crushed it the whole weekend.
She sure did.
Like.
Okay, so let's share the water rides. We got to share.
Oh my God. Okay. So that was the second day at Islands of Adventure.
Yes. Islands of Adventure.
Check out our social media because we'll be posting some of this stuff, as we, you guys will see it. Just make sure you check out all of our social media.
They're water rides. You think you're going to get a little spit on, right? Like a little
we're not at a water park.
There.
It's not a water park.
Well, it's not a water park.
But they got some water park rides.
Let me tell you, my poor mother-in-law, it was funny as shit. She was drenched.
So it was one of these things. It's kind of like a big round car or something, like a little floating thing, and it sits about like 10 people, and it's got a little thing in the middle where you can put all your stuff and to keep it dry, and you're just kind of going down like a river, like a rapids river, right? But it's got turns and stuff, and as you're going down in this little boat, like you're slamming up against the walls and the water's like splashing up. And then they have like water cannons. And then they have a place where people are spraying you with guns and stuff like that.
Yep.
But so you were saying my mom?
Yeah, she got drenched. There was where we were just going around the corner, but it was a drop.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, because she was sitting across from me, and I look at her and she's just like totally wet from
nailed
head
with the water.
to toe. And she was wearing a white shirt. And I'm like, hey, Mom, you just won a wet T-shirt contest.
You know what? Maybe what I'll do is instead of posting clips from this episode, I'll post videos from the park in between.
Or pictures.
Well, I'm saying like on YouTube, I have videos from the park, like that water ride. I have a whole video of us going down that. And at the very end, there was for some reason one seat. Like usually the water's supposed to get destroyed. Like we all got soaked.
Evenly. Yeah. We did.
But for some reason, the way the boat was turning, because there's nothing controlling it. You're just kind of flowing down this river. My mom was in a seat that she got like 90% of the water.
Yes.
She got just completely soaked.
Yes.
It was funny. And then we had such a blast that we decided let's go get some flip-flops because our shoes were already soaked. Let's get some flip-flops and let's go back and take a video this time. And we did. So we'll post that for you guys to see.
Yes.
But that was unexpected, right? Because we were looking at all the other rides and we weren't expecting to have such a blast on the water rides.
Yeah, but that was super cool. The kids loved it.
Yeah.
And fun. We got to get wet in the middle of the day, so it cooled us down some.
So yeah, it's been an awesome trip so far. We've had a lot of fun. It was Joey's birthday.
Yes.
So we also went to Discovery Cove. And that's it's not really a water park, but it's how would you describe
like it? SeaWorld, if you've ever been to SeaWorld.
But it's different.
But there's so much more. Swimming, it was very, for me, because I am very spiritual and, like just the things that you see, like the plants, swimming with, the fish. Like how many types of fish were in that water? I think they gave us a list of.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, every
section. It was
insane. So the way that it worked is like they had different sections, and there weren't any rides, but it was kind of like a little beach area.
More nature.
It was like a beach,
relaxing, and full of zen for all of you zen people out there.
They had like a bunch of different beach areas, like where you can walk in, like in the sand, you walk up and you're in the water. But they were obviously like they're man-made pools, but they have salt water, they have fresh water, they had the lazy river. But in these giant pools, that's kind of like a beach, they have like tons of fish, stingrays, and I mean that's probably like the only fish that I freaking know. Stingrays and other kinds of stingrays and fish. That's what they, right? That's what they had.
Beautiful, absolutely.
They had colorful
stunning
fish. That's how somebody that doesn't know shit about fish.
Right.
They had colorful fish.
Big
they had
fish,
not so
little
colorful
fish, thin fish, fat fish.
Yeah. Like fucking Dr. Seuss over here.
Dude,
they had a fish
Dr.
with a hat.
Seuss.
A fish with a cat. You fucking. Anyway. But no, it was so cool. And I actually got some videos underwater with the stingrays and us touching the stingrays and Joey. But you had said during the trip or during that part of the day, like that you had looked at me or something like that, like I was in a zone or something. You were trying to make it. Yeah. What were you talking
That's
about?
when I think it was when swimming with the dolphin, like after
So we did that. And that was the best.
Yes, we all did it.
Yeah.
And it was cool because the dolphin towards the end brought Joey a dolphin toy.
A buoy, yeah,
which is a
little
buoy.
floaty. Yeah.
Yes, and it said "Happy Birthday, Joey" on it. And the dolphin took it up to him, and Joey took it out of its mouth and read the buoy, and that was absolutely beautiful. But I just noticed you were one with your dolphin. No.
The dolphin was flirting with him. You know dolphins get fucking freaky?
Do they get freaky?
Babe, you need to look up.
So were you trying to get freaky with your dolphin?
I was trying to see what's up. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, really? Babe. Shit.
I'm sitting next to him. This is the first time we're sitting super close. So let's see if we make it the full hour.
But it was so cool. And the way they train the dolphins, like to do all the things that they do.
They're smart animals.
Yeah, they were really cool.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, that was
we were one with nature.
Yeah.
And the birds.
The birds were really cool.
The birds were.
They had like an aviary. So when you go down the lazy river, there's like a certain section where it's all enclosed and it's all birds inside. Yes. All different kinds of birds.
Yes.
Big birds, small birds, colorful birds, not so colorful birds. Yeah. Hairy birds. They had that. Remember that chicken looking one that was all furry?
Yes. I've seen one of those before, so I wasn't that impressed.
Yeah. No. It's like cute because it's so ugly, right?
Yeah, I'm like, look, a furry chicken.
Yeah. But no, I think. What was your favorite part of the whole Universal Discovery Cove, the whole thing?
In the large, I'm gonna call it aquarium with the
helmet on.
Yeah, with the helmet. That was super cool.
You're like an astronaut for a day.
Yes, being underwater, for 20 minutes and being face to face with fish, like amazing, beautiful fish, and seeing and watching the kids, walk through it, and how the fish, one huge fish wrapped around Audrey, right?
Swam circles around her.
But it was a big fish. She, and she felt it. It was pretty cool. It was just it was a different experience.
I mean, that fish was probably about, like, if you hold your whole arm out, it was like the length of your entire forearm and hand sticking out. And then tall, I mean, it was probably like the length of your forearm tall.
Yes.
It was a big ass fish.
A big fish. Yes.
And she had no, like, we were watching her from behind, and she had no clue that, like, she could feel it but didn't see it. We saw it from behind. Right. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then they fed the fish around us. So we wore these helmets that were like 70 pounds. And then you jump into this pool, and then the helmet, because of the weight, holds you all the way down at the bottom of the pool. And then they're pumping air inside the helmet so that you can breathe normally.
That's so crazy.
So you're just so if you can imagine, kind of like if you've ever taken like a bowl and put a cup in it upside down, how if you push the cup down, there's still air inside that cup.
Yes.
Right? So that's pretty much what that helmet is. They just put that helmet on you, and as long as it stays facing down, and they keep pumping air through it, you're gonna have air to breathe.
Yes.
So you just jump in there, and then they had like sharks. Well, on the other side of this glass, you could see the sharks. They had hammerheads and black tip sharks and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. Yeah. They fed the fish like right in front of our faces, so they were just like all over us.
Yes. I going underwater for a bit, I got a bit of anxiety, like for the first time.
Yeah.
When I first did it, and then after a while, I was like, okay, cool, I'm good.
How do you deal with that kind of stuff? Like when you get nervous before something like that.
It's just something new.
How do you do? Because I think everybody would get nervous. Maybe like, I mean, if you've never swam with a dolphin, they look cute. You know that they're playful animals, but you've never really swam with a dolphin. So you have some kind of, I'm sure everybody's kind of like, well, this is going to be fun, but.
I'm like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to do it kind of deal. Like that's how I talk myself into it. This is something that if you decide not to do it, you're going to miss out on doing.
Yeah. You know what? I think Joey.
Not only that, but the kids are watching us too. So, Yeah, I told Audrey, like, I'm a little nervous, but it's going to be super fun. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I could tell like she was like,
like she
I don't know about worried. This.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw that from Joey too. And there was a ride. I can't remember which one, but he was like, I could tell maybe it was the Jurassic Park one. Mm-hmm. And because that one, like everybody was telling us, was super intense, super crazy. And I could tell that he was a little bit more nervous for one of those other rides. Mm-hmm. But you know what? When he sat in the seat.
Yes, that calmed him.
That was it. Because that ride actually had like the most comfortable seat. You felt like the most secure. Like, like the thing, you're sitting upright. And the thing locks down on your waist. Mm-hmm. So, like, there is no way that you can pull out of this thing.
Right.
So once the thing clicked down, like some of the other rides aren't like that, but they're also not as intense. So you don't really need to be locked down that way. But with this one, once he got locked down, like all his worries, and he was like, I'm good.
And he would make sure that he was secure.
Didn't the kids go on that one together in the front row?
Yes.
They went together by themselves in the front row on that one. They had so much fun.
It was insane. Because I knew if I was a little nervous, I'm like, okay, you all right, dude? I'm good. You good? I'm good.
Yeah. So I was telling you, my favorite part, I think, of this trip so far is more than anything is, being with the family, being with my mom, seeing my godmother, my aunt, seeing Mac and Reba and Jeff. And now so all of that, we have family in Orlando, and then now we're in Miami. Yeah. So we're visiting family in Miami, my dad's side of the family. So now we're here with my brother and my nephews and niece and his girl and my stepmom and like all kinds of people. So it's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My mom Christina and Ingrid and
it's been good.
It's fun seeing everybody.
How has it been for you?
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
We ended up getting this hotel that you see. We got the other connected hotel, and my brother's staying with us. The kids are next door playing Nintendo and all that.
We try to get you guys a podcast outside. It's beautiful out, but it's kind of muggy. We're in Florida, so it's very humid.
Yeah, so check out the social media and the pictures because we'll post videos.
Loud, so we decided,
Yeah, we were gonna get a nice little backdrop with the pool and the lake and the palm trees and all that, but we couldn't really control who's going out there. So
what it is,
we wanted to give you a good show. So yeah, but it's been so much fun. I haven't seen the family in years.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How long has it been since you've?
So the last time I saw my brother Alan, and I think that was 7 years.
No way.
It might have been. It might have been because it was in New York when we went to New York, and that was a while ago. We went to New York for a wedding. I think that was like 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. And he has 2 kids, and just me living across the country, and him working, and me working, and everything. We just haven't been able to see each other. This is the first time you've seen your nephew and your niece. This is the first time I've seen my nephew and my niece.
They're so cute.
Oh, I love it.
They're very loving.
I love it. They're so sweet. I love it. We got this little dinosaur just running around the house, growling at everybody. It's so cute. Oh, I want to tell what yesterday when we were playing. I told you what happened, right, with the baby.
Mm-mm.
So I was sitting in a chair, and he's got like this little cup full of with not full, but with a few chips in it. And he walks right by me, and I'm like, "Give me one." And he's like, "No," and he takes off running. So I start chasing after him, and I'm like, "Give me a chip." He's like, "No, give me a chip." No. And then so I start chasing after him, and I grab him, and I'm making pretend like I'm trying to eat the chips, and he's like, he's not giving me any. And he's like sticking his face, and he's eating them, and I'm trying to take them, like make pretend I'm taking them. And then I'm tickling him, and then we get done, and he turns around. He's like, "You want a chip?" And he gives me a little chip.
Yes.
So then we shared the last couple of chips that he had, and then he ran out of chips. I was like, "You want to go get some chips?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, let's go get some chips." So that was super cool. And then we've been playing all day yesterday and today.
So let's give some
my niece too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, man, my niece Layla, she's so big, so smart.
Yes.
She's like a little lady.
She is like a little
and her
lady.
And Audrey, they get along so great.
Yeah, it's good.
It's so
it's
cool.
Been great.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So what are some tips you can give people maybe when it comes to keeping in touch with family even though you don't live in the same state?
Keeping in touch. Well,
because that's for us, our priorities is, it's family.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? And that is something that I think is a little bit different because like I left, I've been in Arizona for like it's going to be 20 years. We're coming up on 20 years that I've been living in Arizona.
Miguel's originally from New York.
And and I don't have any family besides our family that we started and your family in Arizona.
Right.
All of my side of the family is in New York and in Florida and in Spain and Ecuador and, but not, as far as the United States goes, it's like New York and Florida.
Right.
And it's just, we got to.
This is what I've noticed from you. Okay. Is that because a lot of my family lives here in Arizona and,
here in Arizona?
Yeah. Sorry, we're not in Arizona. In Arizona.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you're really good at keeping in contact, and we use social media like Facebook to share pictures of the kids. And we bought your mom this frame that we can send photos to directly. So even though it's been 7 years, 4 years, whatever, like that you haven't seen your brother, you guys talk on a weekly basis, almost daily. Not more.
I mean, with this trip coming up, we've been talking multiple times a day.
Right. And so, it's great because we always talk shit about technology.
I got some more.
Not talk shit, but social media and all that. And that's the great thing with social media is that it allows you to stay in contact with your family. My mom, I call her my mother-in-law, I call her mom. So even though she lives in Florida and we're in Arizona, she's able to watch the kids grow up. She's able to, you could do screen time. There's so many different ways just to stay in contact. And it's like when you get together, it's as if you've never it seems like it hasn't been as long.
That little weird,
because you're able to stay in contact. I mean, before you'd be writing handwritten letters.
Smoke signal. But I think that's a good point, that the social media, and I think social media for some maybe like distant relatives is great.
Yes.
But even still, I think like every once in a while,
it's important.
I think more than that, like a call, like sending somebody an actual, like I don't know, I guess a text is okay, but
picking up the phone,
just call and talk to them, and it doesn't have to be all the time, but everyone, like there's some family members that I maybe talk to a couple times a year, and that's okay. Like every once in a while, like one of my cousins or somebody will cross my mind, and I'm like, man, I haven't talked to them in forever. Let me just call and see how they're doing. Like, how's the kids? How are you guys? And it's maybe a 5-minute, 10-minute conversation once or twice a year, like to keep. Because the thing is that the less you do it, the more awkward it is.
Right.
The more weird it becomes. Like when you call, it's like, I'm going to call them. It's like, you know what? I haven't called them. It's going to be weird. Like, I haven't talked to them. It's like, well, just call them a little bit more. Like call them every few months. And it's not weird. It's just, you just pick up where you left off.
What I noticed with you is that you don't take anything like personal at times, like if someone doesn't, for me, like if I haven't spoken to, I don't know, I guess it just depends on the relationship you have. I think because it's like, oh, where have you been? I haven't talked to you, or I haven't heard from you. It's like that doesn't, so it's like when they pick up the phone and call, it's like, hey, how are you? How's everything? It's excitement. It's exciting to hear the voice, and you don't make them feel bad.
There's no expectation.
There you go.
Right? And there's no, and it's not negative. Like, there's certain, and maybe those people don't get a call as much. Those people that when you call, the first thing is like, you finally got a chance to give me.
Exactly.
It was like, guess what? It's going to be a while before I call you back.
Right. Because I mean, we are all
who the hell
so
wants
busy.
That? Who wants that?
Right.
And that's something that a lot of people don't understand is like, you see, what happens? I think it's part of it is the technology, the social media. Like they see you online. Like if you see somebody post something, then you think like, oh, they just posted something, or maybe whatever. They must not be busy. And then you call. If they don't answer, it's like you have no clue. The social media is not their life. Right. They have a whole tons of other shit that they do besides what they post on Facebook and Instagram. Right. So you have no clue. They may be busy as shit and they couldn't answer. They couldn't get to you, and they'll, and then some people, it's like, oh, how come they didn't answer the phone? Or if you don't send a text back immediately, it's like, well, how come they didn't, I saw they read it. It's like, fucking chill. Yeah. They'll get back to you. Like, what did you used to do back in the day? You fucking call, the phone would ring and nothing would happen.
Or you'd get a busy signal.
Well, if you get a busy signal, then you can start walking to their house because somebody's home.
Right.
But if the phone just rings, then what do? Nothing. You either walk to their house and hopefully nobody heard the phone, or you just got to wait now. But now it's like, oh my God, they didn't read my text. It's been 3 minutes and they haven't responded. Are they mad at me? What are they doing? Are they okay? Oh, it's like, fucking relax.
Does any of this sound familiar? No.
But, one thing that we were talking about, like with the family and, wanted to bring it up. I was talking to my brother about, like, we were joking around and having some drinks and hanging out, and he was saying that something about like working something, like he was gonna work with us, and just joking. I was like, I'm gonna build that compound, right? And yes. I was like, then we could just like everybody move in and we do our things together, and this is like our shit, and it's us versus the world,
Right.
And we'll bring some people in too, but
depends on who you are. No.
But that kind of made me think about the like what we had talked about one time with like some parents and kids, like they feel like they want their freedom. It's like the kids are here, when you turn 18, it's time for you to get a job.
Yes.
And you need to figure out what you're going to do with your life because you got to go,
right.
And
you gotta go.
But shit, if you think about it at 18, I mean, at like you're still pretty young. You still don't know much.
Yeah.
Like you could still, if you don't, I mean, we did okay, but not everybody's like that. And some people need more help. Some people take a little bit longer. And why not be with your family? Like, I mean, what is the rush to?
So I guess our kids are never moving out. No.
I don't know. Come talk to us when they're teenagers. No. We may be ready to kick their ass out. But no, one thing that I had been telling you was that I had noticed that in like a lot of Asian cultures, or I had seen that like their families are together. Like,
right.
I mean, all the generations, like I don't think there isn't a thing like I'm going to put my parents in a home or something's going to, it's like, no, like it's like a tribe. It's like a tribe.
Well,
like we all stick together. We take care of each other.
Our tribe.
You know what I mean? And that's.
Yes. I was talking to Ingrid, who is one of Miguel's stepmom. I don't want to say mom because then it just gets confusing.
It gets confusing.
And she was telling me that how some of her friends are closer to her and will do for her and be there for her than some family members. And she's like, and that's okay. And I'm like, yeah, no, I understand. Yeah. Who's to say that just because, if your blood makes you related, you know what I'm saying? Though it does make you related, but who's to say that there won't be others out there that are just friends that will do and be there. A lot of people, we have friends that we consider family.
There's some friends that, the military, I think that help build like a really strong bond with friends that are, I mean, and those are some people, like I said, that I think I have a friend of mine, one of my best friends in the world. Like I haven't talked to him for probably over a year, but I can guarantee you if I pick up the phone and call him, or if he was to call me right now, it's like
right. Like
whenever we were last talking, no big deal. But I don't know. And then the other friends that I have that are like that are pretty much my old friends from New York. Like, I mean, those are lifelong 30 years plus friends.
Right.
And that's family pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
and that's,
I heard some stories. I have Miguel's. Okay, listen, ladies. I have Miguel's. Two of his stepmoms in the room with me.
You've been with all of my moms here in the last week.
I'm in the middle. We're on the sofa like this in the other room, and I'm in the middle, and I have one mom to my left and another mom to my right, and I'm like, what do I want to know?
Digging up all the dirt.
Because, I want to know, like, how you were as a kid, because of, just to see, like, where our kids, like, certain things they, what they get from you.
What did they say?
And you were a little shy.
I was shy.
And so, and I could see that. Definitely, I can see that. And so, I see, like, Audrey has a lot of you in her, obviously. You're her dad.
Yeah.
But just listening to the stories that they were telling me, I'm like, aw, like, Joey, that's how Joey is. Oh, that's how Audrey is.
Yeah.
And then here comes your brother, Alan, and he sits next to me, and he's like, yeah, he used to torture me. Let me tell you a little something, okay?
Oh, man.
He used to give us wedgies like no other. He's like, I'm serious. Like,
we had bunk beds.
Yeah.
We had bunk beds, and I used to curl them by their underwear.
Oh my God.
And I would do a curl, and then I would lift them up into the top bunk.
That is so mean. But he was like, man, I deserved it. He's like, I was a pain in the ass.
He was a pain in the ass. But I mean, he's right next door. And man, I love my brother so much. I love both of them. My sister.
So proud of him.
Yeah,
he's doing very well.
He is.
And he's such a good daddy.
You know, just like everybody, like we all go through rough spots in our life, and then, you know, you kind of got to figure it out.
Yes.
And I went through it. Everybody goes through it. And he's got a beautiful family, beautiful little kids, and he's on the path. It's cool.
It's cute to watch you with your niece and your nephew.
Oh, it's awesome. Hey, you know what? Oh man, you know, having like a little baby around again, it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun to have a little baby around, and it's fun to give the baby back. I was talking to your moms about that. I'm like, so how is it being a grandmother? Like, and that's what they said. It's great. I love the way Christina talks. It's great.
It's so funny. Cause it's like, ooh, this one's crying. Here.
Right.
Take it back.
Oh, you want your mommy? Here you go.
Oh, we're calling for the
No,
mom.
I'm over the baby. No, you know, and besides.
No, I love hanging out with the baby.
Yes. No, I love babies. Just I don't want a baby.
Not 24/7.
No, not at all. Could you imagine us today having a baby?
Oh my God, I've thought about that.
Oh hell no, that makes me so.
I'm already getting tired.
Right. I'm already getting tired.
I'm already getting tired. Like I freaking woke up at 2 a.m. to go make a bottle.
I know. We were just talking about like we're finally getting some of our freedom back. You know,
change a diaper with one eye open.
The kids, Audrey's 12, so we can leave them for an hour or two if we want to go out and have a beer or, you know, go rent a hotel, whatever, for an hour or two. You know, like she's good.
Yep.
You know, they can feed themselves. Like we got a good thing right now, man.
Yeah.
You know, and when we want a baby, we'll just go borrow your nephew.
Yeah,
we'll be good. We'll go borrow my nephew too.
We got family babies.
Yes, we got lots of family babies.
We can go get one.
So you start having baby fever, I'll borrow one.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
And then we'll see. Your mom was looking at me like, oh, no babies? Yeah. Nope, no babies.
You know what's also one thing I've really enjoyed is seeing Joey with my stepdad, with Jeff.
Oh, I love that.
Joey's got 1 million questions for everybody.
Yes.
And it's awesome because my stepdad is like super smart.
Yeah.
Super smart and knows a lot about a lot of stuff.
Aww.
And he like likes explaining. Joey will just sit there and ask questions and he'll explain it to him and then Joey gives him the look. He's like he doesn't get it, and then they keep talking. And
he's really good with them.
It's just awesome seeing the interactions with the family. I mean, this is a much needed trip,
yeah,
you know, to see family. And I was talking to my brother about that, you know, like trying to maybe do it more often. And it's just, you know, it's tough with all the family sometimes, but this is what it is. I mean, this is what it's about.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. This is what life is about. You know, it's, you know, you can make all the money in the world, but if you're missing, like if you don't know what your priorities are, I've been through this, chasing success, chasing that dollar, you know, it's not, even if I were to be a millionaire, but was lacking family, the love, the joy, like everything that makes life worth living.
Yeah, it's not worth anything if you just got a bunch of money in the bank, like who cares?
Right.
You know, like the money is awesome. It's great. And it's necessary, you know, because it gives you options, but it's not the foundation.
Right. Money can't buy you happiness.
But man, I can tell you that when you go on vacation with your family, it helps when you make some money.
No, it really does. I'm just saying if it was just money.
No, that's not. No, because if you don't have the family and you got a bunch of money, then
right.
I'm just, what am I going to do? Look at my account balance?
Right.
Fuck that.
Right.
You know, I want to have fun with my family.
And that's what it is, building memories. And our children, they're at the perfect age, 10 and 12. And I remember years ago, I would tell you, like, I want to take the kids to a theme park. I want to take the kids to a theme park. And you would always tell me, they're not going to remember it. Wait till they get older.
So what do you think? What do you think is a good age?
I think right now is a perfect age, 10 and 12. You know,
I think if it
could have been 8, would have been okay.
I think if you're thinking about Disney, maybe a little bit younger, like 7, 8, 9.
Which Audrey went.
Joey really wasn't. I mean, he was into Disney a little bit.
Yeah,
not
really.
big time. He's super big into Transformers. Yes. So that's why when we saw that Universal had Transformers, We wanted to check it out. Yeah, that and then all the other stuff. He likes Harry Potter too, so they got that. So I think Universal's maybe for a little bit bigger kids.
Yes.
And then the SeaWorld thing, I think maybe about 10. 10 is probably 9, maybe 8, 9, 10.
Audrey enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I'm saying 8, 9, 10 and up.
Yes.
I think the Discovery Cove with the dolphins and all of that was awesome. But no, yeah.
Was this the first time you attending all these parks?
Yeah. Well, I went to Universal in California when I was a kid.
Oh, got it.
But it had been so long, and then I believe that the Universal in California is more like movie studio based. Like they give you tours of actual studios.
Yes.
And there's rides, like they have the Jaws ride, and then they had like the Earthquake one and Backdraft. Or, I mean, shit, those might not even be there anymore because that was like 20 something.
Like, what?
Like 20, 30 years ago, you know? I don't know what it's like now, but this one was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, and then we all experienced, like we all got to experience this together.
Universal City Walk, like they have the whole outside built up with the restaurants. Like it's a cool area. Be prepared to drop some cash.
Yes. Yep.
So
because
they're not giving anything away.
No. You don't even get free hugs over there. No. Yeah. It's like.
But it's fun.
Well, yeah, you did. Well, no, because you had to pay for the Transformer. When Joey came across a Transformer and he was talking to him, you had to pay, right?
Yeah. No.
That was included?
I think that was included, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the pictures, you got to pay for all the pictures and all that. But anyway, it's fun.
Yep. So money can make you happy.
What is that?
As long as you're with the family you love. No.
They say money. What was that joke? They say money can't buy happiness. But have you ever seen somebody frowning on a jet ski?
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's those memories that the kids are going to grow up with and remember, on that jet ski. You know, remember when, yeah. You know.
And if you guys would like to buy a jet ski, I don't think they sell jet skis on Amazon. Maybe toy jet skis. But if you guys would like to pick some stuff up on Amazon, make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. You guys can watch the show there. You can find all of our social media there. You can listen to the show there. You can follow all of our stuff there. You can also see a link that says support the show. If you're on your phone, you can hit the menu button and you'll see that. If you're on the website or on your browser, at the top of the page, you'll see the support the show tab. When you click that, it'll take you to our Amazon link. And anything that you purchase through that link doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps out the show. And you can also search for our merch on Amazon by searching Opposites Attract Podcast. You can find our t-shirts, pop sockets, phone cases, all kinds of stuff. And you'll also see a link to Trust Inc. when you go to the Support the Show tab. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency and signing agency. So if you are in the process of purchasing, selling, or refinancing your home, you can request Trust Inc. to be your signing agency.
Yes, and you can go to Trust Inc. directly by going to trustinkusa.com.
I'm still sorry from last night.
No. Oh my God. And we're also affiliates with Libsyn, which is who hosts our podcast. If you guys have a hobby that you would like to talk about and you want to put it out there, if you've thought about starting a podcast, you can use promo code OAP, and that'll give you the rest of whatever month you sign up in for free, and it'll give you the next month for free just for trying out Libsyn. And they distribute our podcast to Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, all the places that you listen to podcasts. They probably distribute it to it. There's maybe a couple that you have to do individually, but they have most of them, and they're great. They have great analytics and data that you can look over. We're also affiliates with Pinwheel, which is a smartphone for kids, which is what we got our daughter. When we were looking for a phone for our daughter, we didn't want to give her all of the social media, all of the, like everything that's out there on the internet that they're not supposed to be getting into as kids. It's dangerous, and they'll grow up way faster than they should.
Yes.
They'll get addicted to the phone. They'll be wanting to get to that next level and get the different colors and the new badge and all this other bullshit, and they'll be stuck face down in the phone
forever.
And it starts a bad habit.
Yes.
So Pinwheel is a company that decided they wanted to make a phone with only apps that are useful for kids, that turn the phone into something that is productive for kids, to make it a tool to help them in their life. With their schedules, with their chores, with their homework, with meditation, with languages, with all kinds of stuff. I mean, the phone literally, it's all the good things that are out there for a phone.
And this is what I've seen just with Audrey. How long has she had her phone?
Maybe 4 or 5 months.
She is not attached to her phone.
No.
She uses it For texting, calling, listening to music. She has her alarm set for everything.
For school, yep.
Yes, all of that. And I love that because I look around and I see all these kids just stuck in their phone. And it's because they have access to social media. They have access to the world. And these little people are having to process everything that we are processing as adults and have trouble with.
Yeah, everything that
think about that.
Everything that we struggle with as adults, being addicted to the phone, checking the dings as soon as the ding. Oh, somebody responded. Right. Yep. Oh, somebody texted me. Yes. They didn't text me back.
Or why is no one liking my picture? Why is no one,
How come they liked her picture? My picture is very similar. Maybe she's prettier or whatever, and then it's a problem.
Yes.
But one thing that I've even noticed. I mean, this is a long pinwheel ad. Pinwheel.com.
But we're talking about the benefits.
Well, one thing that I've noticed with Audrey and with her phone is like these phones are so powerful. Like we haven't really even got into the phone that much because we're so busy with everything that we have going on. We kind of set it up the first time, but they've even added more apps. Like they're constantly working on it, and the phone is way more powerful than we even have opened it up to be. So we got to get through it and learn more about it. But if you guys would like 10% off of a Pinwheel phone, make sure you guys go to pinwheel.com and you can use promo code OAPTEN, all in caps, and that'll give you 10% off of a Pinwheel phone. Yep. And then all you have to do is call your carrier and connect it and pay your monthly fee and the Pinwheel service fee, because you can see all the text messages, call logs, and all that stuff, is $15 a month. I mean, so
for peace of mind.
Yeah. And you know that you can see everything, all the text messages, picture messages, you approve all the contacts. It's awesome.
Yes,
so
yes.
Pinwheel.com, OAPTEN, all in caps.
Even being, this is not, okay, this is just talking.
Still, we're going to keep doing a Pinwheel ad?
It's not. We're just talking about our daughter's phone.
Right.
But
this is no longer a Pinwheel ad.
Like when we were at Universal Studios.
Yes.
She was not. I mean, even when we were in the vehicle, she was not on her phone.
Yeah. You know what she was using her phone for? To take pictures.
Yes.
Take pictures, take some videos.
Yes. And that just really, I see her because at times when I was making her last doctor's appointment, I had her, I'm like, listen, this is something you have to get used to.
Yeah.
I said, so you're going to schedule your appointment. It's getting them used to communicating, because the kids today, because they're texting, even some adults, because they're texting, their lack of communication or effective communication.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they lack it because they don't know how to communicate properly.
Yeah. Yep.
No,
definitely.
Do you remember when we got our niece?
Yes.
She had problems.
Yes.
She wouldn't even order a pizza.
Yeah. When we had our niece and nephews living with us. Yeah, you did the same thing with her. Yep. Like when it was time to order a pizza or do something. And I remember like she did not want to talk to anybody on the phone.
Nope.
And it was like, call the number and slide it over. Start talking. But then, and now what is she? Now she's on the phone all the time. Like that's what she does.
Yeah.
But
that's shit that they have to get comfortable with.
Yeah, but the same thing with Joey, with Audrey. Same thing. Like I'll tell Joey, like if he needs something from somebody from somewhere, I'll be like, hey, go ask that guy and say, hey, I need whatever. Like go ask him. Go do it.
And Joey's really,
and he'll do it.
Yep.
But that makes them independent and be able to, fend for themselves.
Right. Because they're not going to be with us forever.
No.
Or are they?
We'll see. We got to keep them around. What was that video? I mean, kind of going back to that video. You remember that I told you, I showed you that video with this guy.
I
don't want to say his name.
Oh.
Because I think that's the one that got our podcast taken down that last time.
Oh. Okay.
But it was the same video with the same guy. He's got a book called 12 Rules for Life, I think. Initials are JP, Jordan, like the basketball player. Anyway, figure out the last name. Pete maybe. I don't know. But he's very popular, but I think YouTube or Facebook, they consider him one side, the side that they don't get down with. So they took the shit down. But he had a video where he was talking to this news anchor lady, and he was talking to her about family. And I think she was like maybe in her late 30s, early 40s. Mm-hmm. And he was talking to her about family and having kids. And she was like, well, I don't like, I don't want kids. Like, I see kids and like, I see all the trouble that my friends are having and how hard it is. And it seems like a big ass hassle to me, you know? Yes. And she's like, I'm, you know, I do pretty well with my career and this and that. And then he just kind of starts talking to her about her later years.
Right.
Like when you get older.
Yes.
And that's what made me start thinking about like the tribe thing. No, not the having more kids. We got kids. We got what we need.
Having more? No.
We just got to build on it. But I'm just saying, like, that's the way it should be. Like, if you think about the way humans were years ago, like, we used to live in groups of people and communities that we would all help each other out.
Right.
And it wasn't like, oh, this one's fucking too old. Fucking kick them out into the forest. Get the fuck out of here. Figure it out. You know?
Right.
They didn't do that. It's like, all right, well, let's figure out something for them to do. And we all work together. And when you get old, we're going to, you know, we remember what you did. We'll pick up after, like, we help each other out. That's what we do. But now it's like, fucking get out there. Figure it out.
Or the kids are like, I'm 18. That was
Mom,
me.
I'm putting you in a fucking home.
No, that's not me. I was saying when I was 18, I was like, peace out. Like the day of my birthday, I'm like, I love you all, but I gotta go. That's what you did. You know, and I never turned back.
For you, it was different. You're like, you guys figure it out. I'm fucking out of here. Oh shit.
You know, so sometimes they don't get kicked out. Sometimes they just want out.
Sometimes they kick themselves out.
Right. Sometimes they just want out. You know, now Joey says he wants to stay with us forever.
Dude, I'm like,
he wants to live with us forever. You know, Audrey's like me. She's like,
she wants to peace out.
I'm gonna be out.
Dude, she's gonna be moving to Florida.
Yeah, that girl, she loves the beach. She does. She loves the beach. And, you know, your mom is planning to move to Arizona. So Audrey's like, why? You know,
well, we still got family out here. We'll come out here.
We do. Yes. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But, man, this trip has been incredible. Now, when we get back.
Oh, we're going to need a vacation from our vacation.
We will. But one thing that I need to do when we get back, and I've been kind of talking to you about it, but I want to kind of refocus on everything. Like everything as a whole. And not like that I haven't been focused or we haven't been doing what we need to do, but we know like we've been kind of just doing our thing.
What are you talking about?
Well,
like social media?
At least for me. Just like the business, because now we have some other business things going on.
Oh, yeah.
So when we get back, it's time to kind of like get our minds in the right mindset, you know, to grow, to build, because one thing that this trip has done for me, like that you were talking about, like the money and the family and the options. The money is great. Like that is, I think it's important. Like if you want to have an amazing time with your family, like you got to have a certain amount of money. You don't have to have all the money in the world, but the money works, the money helps, and it gives you options, you know, to have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see a job as a way to being able to do that all the time. Like you can't live that kind of like, it's like, oh, I have to pick. Like some people, this is the thing. Some people live these lives on a regular basis.
On their terms.
They figured out the game. This shit's a game.
Yes.
They figured out
it's called the game of life.
And they figured out how they can make money in a way that allows them to do
what they love,
what they want, when they want, with who they want.
Yes.
And they have enough money to do it. And some people are assholes and have a shit ton of money. And some people are amazing and great people and have a shit ton of money and they figured it out too.
Yep.
You know, and that's kind of like the motivation is, you know what? I want us to live life on our terms with the people that we want to be around, you know, with the good people. We can take care of our people, do our thing, and just live life the way it was meant to be lived. Not live the way other people tell you should live it.
Right.
You know? But you do have to play in the system a little bit to kind of get what you need from it. Yeah. But that's what it is. It's just a game. And get what you need to get from the game so that you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Right. Don't let the game take advantage of you.
And I think people are starting to wake up.
I think a lot of people are starting to wake up.
So many people have a plan B. They have their job, plan A, but they're all working on their plan B because they see it. I think that's what a good thing that came out of this pandemic is showed people not only that, but they can work from home, and that life is too short and they need to. A lot of people that I've just talked to, family, friends, just everybody, it's like, no, life is too short and I'm not happy doing this. I'm not happy with that. So I decided to make a change and to do this.
And the other thing that'll help is it's all on you. That's just how life is. It's all on you. These games, they're made up by people, but regardless of whatever the hell happens in your life, it's on you. Right. It's on you. I mean, some people get dealt a shitty hand and things happen, but what you do about those things, how you react to them is going to change. Like we were talking about, I think last week, about how you write the script to your movie.
That's right.
Like
the pen is in your hand and you are the author.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a shitty part in that script and something happens, but you can write the rest of that script.
Right.
So that it doesn't have to keep going down that shitty scene or whatever.
Yes. And we've done, not shitty, like we've gone through some challenges, and it's funny because we have so much good that has happened through those challenges that we have forgot about the challenges.
Yeah.
Within our marriage, with, parenting, with financing. Like, I was sharing with your moms.
My moms? You're sharing with my moms?
Your moms. Like how proud I am of you, of us, for the things that we've been able to accomplish, the things that we have overcome, and we've gotten better, and we continue to focus on getting better. Even when life comes at us, we knuckle down, right?
We knuckle up. Get ready to fight.
Knuckle up, knuckle down, whatever, dude. Whatever. Put your knuckles up. I don't care. Whatever.
ready to throw down.
But it's just, that's what makes you or breaks you. Are you going to fight? Are you going to get up, fight? Or are you going to
You're gonna fold.
Quit? And that's what makes a huge difference in someone's life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to be rescued. It's like no one's going to rescue you but you.
Yeah. There's it's kind of like when you're drowning, I think. I think that's the analogy or the metaphor or whatever. But like when you're drowning and you're trying to save somebody that's drowning, if you're a lifeguard, you're taught that if they're fighting you, you leave them alone. Mm-hmm. Like you're trying to help them. But if they don't want your help, then you can't help them.
Right.
Because they're going to drown you.
Yep.
So you have to kind of get away. Like, I'm here to help you.
Right.
But you need to stop so that I can save you.
Right.
But if you don't stop, I'm going away.
It's that horse analogy. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah. And that's, and also for the other people, it's like, you can't save everybody.
That was a hard one for me.
Some people don't want to be saved.
Yeah.
Some people, that's what they know. That's what they're used to. And it's sad, but that's sometimes what their life is going to be. Like they have to wake up, but if you try to save them, they're going to drown you too.
Right. And that is a very difficult thing to do. You know that.
It is
That's
hard.
something that was very challenging, for me, because I do want to help everybody, but though it is, you end up going under, or you end up taking on their pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're affected by it. But when you find somebody, and it's not finances, it could just be advice, like just talking to them, just counseling them on what the next move is, what to do, and maybe changing their way of thinking. But I mean, you know, just from talking to people sometimes that you can see where their mindset's at.
And it's the same strategy. So here's a parenting tip with your kids. It's so hard to watch your kids make the same mistake over and over again.
Yes.
Like you want to fix it for them. You want to help them, but by fixing it for them, you're only making it harder on themselves, because when that challenge comes around again, you may not be there, and now the kid doesn't know how to resolve what's happening.
Was it Joe Newman in his book I think it was Joe Newman.
That was for me.
No.
Okay.
No, I think in the book, Raising Lions with Joe Newman, check it out. Awesome book, parenting book. Pick it up on Amazon, oppositestrackpodcast.com. Do it now.
I keep slapping my face with the black.
Hey, what the Oh, you're just like, oh God.
Stop it.
You guys gotta watch that. You're fucking crazy, babe. I forgot what the hell. Babe, we're in the middle of a fucking parenting segment. You start fucking hitting your face with the microphone.
It's black.
What the hell?
It's heavy.
Oh, hold on. I gotta tell. Hey, don't let me forget before.
I'm not used to holding my mics. I'm used to my mic being held for me. No?
She's used to no hands. Anyway, shut up, babe. What the hell are you saying?
Up.
Anyway,
this is a family podcast.
You're nasty. That's why we tell people you can't fucking watch this shit with your kids. Like, definitely don't watch this shit with your kids. Because fucking Sonja's got a dirty mind. Anyway.
Oh, gosh. You like it. Look at you blushing.
I forgot what the hell. Oh, Joe Newman. You were talking about, like...
Back to kids.
Back to kids. Back to parenting. Hey, fucking stop hitting yourself with that. You were saying, like, if you do it for them, they're going to have to pay for that later.
Yes.
Or they're gonna have to... You're only hurting them.
Yes.
And I think in Joe Newman's book, Raising Lions, he was talking about it as a credit card. He's like, you... making them do it is them paying for it up front. Them earning it and paying for it up front. By you doing it for them is like them using a credit card. They will pay for it, but it may come down the road and it may be worse. Yes. Because, credit cards, you got interest, that shit blows up and then you can't pay for it.
Yes.
Right now, when you help them, when you teach them the correct way and have them learn and earn stuff, that's them earning it and paying cash now.
Yes.
When you do it for them.
And that's the thing. Yeah. When you start them little, when you start talking to them about finances, our kids, we've talked to them about money, how to make money, right? Little entrepreneurs. They've been little entrepreneurs for as long as I can remember because we wanted to give them that tool. That's something that we wanted to install into our kids.
Yeah.
And to be kind and to be loving. And it's so important that you lead by example because you can tell your kids all day long to be kind and to love. But as soon as you get behind that steering wheel, you're flipping off every car around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just leading by example.
Yeah.
When you are coming across someone who pissed you off.
How do you treat them?
Your kids are right there by it. How are you going to respond to that? How are you going to respond?
Yeah. They see everything.
They do. And that's how they learn. Like your speaking is fine, but your actions is what they see and what teaches them.
And
because if they start seeing that you're not doing what you're telling them to do.
That's what I was going to say. They also see.
Yeah,
they also see when you tell them to do something and you don't do it yourself.
That's right.
Yep.
So it's super, super important. So hopefully we got a good clip out of that. Because I jacked it up earlier when I was talking about.
You started hitting your fucking face with the microphone.
I know. I'm like, shit, I just added more work for Miguel.
He's going to have to edit that out. Yes. Oh, shit. But you know what? Like we said, like this whole thing is a game. You just got to figure out the game and how to play the game. And really, that's what it is. I heard Kevin Hart say that. He's got a book on Audible that we haven't listened to yet. But I remember when he was promoting that book, he pretty much said that what it's about is like life is a game. And he's like, and I've figured out the game. He's like, I've got to certain levels where I got to see parts of how the game is played, like how the game works. Yeah. And he's like, and most people don't get to see that stuff. He's like, but if you understand that all it is a game and you learn how to play the game, you can have success at the game. Anybody can have success if you learn it.
Yeah.
And just a little while ago, we were standing over here with my niece. And she was like, we were trying to figure out where we were going to record the podcast. Mm-hmm. So I'm like getting my backpack and I got the mixer and I got all my stuff together. And she was like, my daddy listens to Joe Rogan and he shows me your podcast sometimes. Every once in a while, I think. No, I'm sure she's probably not checking out the fucking microphones hitting you in the face and shit. But I just told her, I was like, yeah. She's like, that looks like, she's like, do you guys like doing it? And we're like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun being able to sit down and talk. And I was like, but, one day this podcast is going to make money. Like, wouldn't it be fun to be able to talk and hang out and get paid? And I was like, there's no reason why you can't do it. Mm-hmm. You just have to figure out how to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. That's like, what is your...
And one thing we talk about a lot, is like, because we're entrepreneurs I mean, I have a job and we've both had jobs, but inside we're both entrepreneurs, you know? And
a lot of people are entrepreneurs.
Well, yes. But what I was going to say is that
I'm messing with you.
There's nothing wrong with having a job, you know? And there's ways to get, you know, to be successful with a job, with, you know, a business. I mean, we were listening to somebody that would sell waters. Like I don't know who we were listening to. Like,
yeah, I don't remember, but I know what you're
talking
about.
But it was literally, I think it was the guy that was singing. Like he used to sell waters, and then somebody told him like, hey, why don't you come sing with me in the subway? And he made what he would make selling waters, singing in the subway in New York or something like that, right? Was that it? You see what I'm saying? That's a game. Like he's making money. Like he was actually, and he's fucking good. He was
where on The Voice or something.
He ended up. Was it America's Got Talent? If you guys look up New York subway singer, and you see it. He's in the train, or not in the train, but in the station underground, and he's wearing a big pun T-shirt. And when he starts freaking singing, like everybody stopped. Like people just stop, and his voice was incredible. And then he ends up going on America's Got Talent. But he was saying that I think he used to sell water, and then one of his friends told him like, hey, why don't you come and, you know, sing for us? Like we'll play and you sing and we'll see what we can do. And he had been singing for years, you know, but that's how you feel. Like this is a game. And what do I want to work a 9 to 5? He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't mind singing. If I can make money singing in the subway and doing what I love.
Right. Yep. And some people call that luck.
That shit ain't luck. And you know what?
Fate.
And you know what? He may not be rich. He's probably got some money.
Yes.
There's people that have way more money than he does that are miserable as fuck.
Right. Yes.
But it's a game.
But he's doing what he loves to do, and he's making just as much money, that's what he said, as if he was there selling water.
Kind of like Dave Chappelle said to his dad. When he was a little boy.
Yes. Dave
Chappelle was like 14 or 15. And you guys probably heard us tell the story before. But his dad told him that, you know, that only like 1% of people that get into comedy make it in comedy. And Dave Chappelle told his dad, that depends on what your definition of making it is.
Right.
He said, you're a teacher. If I could make what a teacher makes doing comedy, I would consider that a success.
Yes. And with that,
at 14 years old,
dude, that's sick.
At 14 years old, his dad said, if that's your mentality, I suggest you go for it.
Yes. I like sitting close to you. I can touch you.
Aww, the first kiss on the podcast.
I know you're not sitting in the chair anymore. When we get home, you're sitting next to me.
We got to shut this off.
Because we got a bed right there.
Because we got to pack up and keep this party going. So by the time you guys listen to this, we'll already be back home. But we're glad that we were able to share a little bit of time with you guys here in Miami, Florida. Yes. And we'll see if maybe we can get something else done. I don't know. Maybe not, because we've been partying fucking hard. And it's not over. It's not time to focus up yet. This is still a fucking shit show disaster vacation party that we're going to keep throwing down on. So
thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract podcast.
Where we get better
together. Bye.